statement you just made is one of the reasons women feel unsafe.
Thank you.
Not at all.
You left
That
out so much
statement
nuance.
that I made.
You talked about one emotion. You talked about aggression. Women have what I call emotional bandwidth. They have a lot more bandwidth. They have a lot more access to intermediate emotions a lot of men have never even been able to connect to. So a lot of times I'm working with my couples, and the man may have access to maybe 5 bands of emotion. Emotion is still data. Emotion is still information that's not processed via what you are great at, which is the logical mind. Emotion is processed via different aspects of the human experience. Women are processing 50, 60 bands a lot of times we can't even see or fathom. So to us, it looks like they fighting ghosts. It look like they just overreacting or making it up. And that's not the case until you are able to tap into that. So you just referenced the Me Too movement as a result of, what did you say it was?
No, you're proving what you just said. You know the funny
bro,
everything you just said, you actually proving my point.
How so?
They feel so much emotions. They got so many demons in their mind, which is why they need a man. Let me finish. They're going through so much stuff, which is why they need a man, a logical thinking man, to help regulate their emotions. Because a man is, bro, it's data out there. Men are analytical, logical thinkers.
To the Me Too movement, that's logical.
Wait,
where's the logic in that?
Do you know?
You can't save an indisciplined woman. And that's the problem. And I just don't like when dudes try to sound super intelligent by saying all this extra shit, talking about bandwidth and all this. The problem is a lot of women out there are not disciplined enough to control their emotions. And when a person lacks discipline in life, it's difficult to be successful at anything, whether it's relationship, whether it's business. A lot of women out there, instead of taking the time out to work on themselves, to become better as a woman, they decide to blame it on everything else but themselves. And then women like that will end up going through a whole bunch of different dudes in their lifetime, all because they refuse to be disciplined to control their emotions. A lot of women out there don't have emotional intelligence. They don't know how to control their emotions. And when a woman is not disciplined in controlling her emotions, she becomes very lazy. And one thing as a man you got to pay attention to when you meet a woman is pay attention to her body weight. If a woman is not disciplined enough to control her body weight, it will tell you a lot about that woman's mind, the way she thinks, the way she functions. Discipline is the key to life. In order to find a woman who could be potentially a good wife, it have to start with discipline. But there are always some dudes out there who think they know women and they could save these types of women. And sooner or later, they're going to realize they can't. It's impossible to save a person who refuses to be disciplined. And that's the issue with most women out here who can't find a man. They are always going to find the streets because they refuse to put in the work on themselves to become better, to be disciplined. It takes discipline to be in a committed relationship. It's impossible for a person who is in discipline to commit to something for a long period of time. That's why these women are always in and out of relationships. It's because of who they are. And unless these women find a way to all of a sudden become disciplined and control their emotions, it's going to be what it's going to be. And the reality of life is, whenever you are lazy in life, your emotions will control you. And by women allowing their emotions to control them, a lot of times they're going to end up going down a very evil path. And that's when they start to get into astrology and all these type of things that don't have anything to do with them being a virtuous woman. Fellas, be wise out here and understand something. No matter how hard you try, you can't save a woman who is indisciplined. That's just the bottom line. If emotionally that woman is indisciplined, you can't save her. That's just the reality.